Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm bringing you from the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures line. This is Deluxe Class Cheetor. Now, I apologize for the box. It's in kind of bad shape. It got kind of beat up during transit, but it's not much you can do. So let's take a look at the packaging. Up top, you got a nice big Autobot logo like we see with a lot of these Cyberverse figures. Down the side, you have the Transformers logo there. And you have a really cool picture of Cheetor in his animal mode or his beast mode. And you have the logo again down the bottom. So, yeah, these open packages, I'm not sure how I feel about these. I kind of understand why they do it, but I did have to check to make sure all his weapons were in place and everything was intact there because, you never know. This could get damaged very easily by this being open. So just had to double check. If you guys get these figures, just please make sure you have all the stuff there before you purchase them. So anyways, the very cool packaging there. On the side, you get the Dinobots Unite image of all the Dinobots. He is a deluxe class. On the other side, you get a picture of Cheetor in his robot mode, looking very cool. You have the Authentics logo there. On the bottom, you have some product information. On the top, again, you have the Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures logo. And on the back, you have your product shots. So there is Cheetor, Function, Guardian of the Allspark. So there he is in his robot mode. And this guy looks so cool. I was always so curious about this figure, so I'm very happy to have him in hand. And he converts in 11 steps. And he has the Saber Strike gimmick. So yeah, let's take a look at this Deluxe Class Cheetor. So without further ado, let's get this Deluxe Class Cheetor opened up and see what he's all about. Okay, so here are the Cyberverse Adventures Deluxe Class Cheetor out of the packaging. Let's take a look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with 5 different accessories. The first are his swords, and they're just cast in a green translucent plastic with some nice yellow paint over the top. And they are both identical, so you see some really cool detail on there. And they fit in his fists very easily. Just plug those guys in like so. And actually, it's a very nice tight fit, so that's very good. Nothing loose here. So you can just plug in the swords like that, and he's already looking armed up and really cool. So the next accessory is his head, sort of his battle mask here. So again, just done in that translucent green plastic. You have a nice Autobot symbol at the top. You get some nice yellow paint over the top of the green plastic. You get some nice molded detail there. You see the fangs there. And actually this clips in, there's a little peg right here, and this actually clips in on the side of his arm. There's a notch here. So you just take that peg there and just clip it in on the side. So easier said than done. But that just clips on like so. So you can have it on either arm. There's also a notch on this arm, but on the product shot, it does show on the left arm. So you got his sword, his battle mask, and then he has these sort of Wolverine claws. So again, it's done in that same translucent green plastic with some really nice dark blue paint over the top. A little bit of sculpted detail there, but yeah, I really like the look of this. Loving the colors on this guy, the yellows and the greens and blues. So you get 2 of those guys as well. And there is also a little notch, little peg right there. And if you look on his upper shoulders, there is another little notch right there. So those just plug in like so. Again, easier said than done. And let's see if we can get that lined up. Let's see. Does it stay? No? Yes? Yeah, a little bit tricky to get these on actually. So, all right. So yeah, those top arm pieces are a little bit tricky to get on. So I actually just did them off camera. So there they are. They just clip on the side. So there you have Deluxe Class Cheetor all armed up. And he's looking really cool. Really liking the robot mode of this guy. So let's take all these accessories off and let's get into his details here. Okay, so let's take a look at the details of this Deluxe Class Cheetor figure. So up close and personal with that head sculpt. I think this head sculpt turned out great. You get some really nice dark blue paint for the face. You get some nice fluorescent green for the eyes. And that little bit of copper sort of gold paint on the crest there in the middle. This really makes it pop out. I think that head sculpt turned out absolutely beautiful. So really impressed with these Cyberverse figures. I've always been wanting to pick this guy up. I was always very curious about him. So going down the figure, you do see some Cheetor spots on the head here and the beast mode head. And you do see a little bit on the arms. You have the nice Autobot symbol there. And you do get that same sort of copper gold paint for the forearms. And I think the contrast between the brown plastic and the paint and the yellow just has a really nice contrast to it. Again, you see more of that blue all throughout. You see it on the waist piece. You do see more of that copper paint with some black on the upper legs and more of that really deep, nice blue paint for the shins here and the legs. You get some nice molded detail for the feet. and really nice. I really like this figure. Just looking at it, it's very aesthetically pleasing. On the back, you do see, what Cheetor is always has his legs hanging out on the back there, so not much you can do about that. And you do get some hollowness or whatever, and his tail is just kind of hanging out there as well. So yeah, from the back he's not too pretty, but yeah, from the front, I think the detail on this guy is really, really nice. So as far as articulation, let's take a look at articulation. His head has a little bit of movement. You can go all the way around. It's very tight. It's just on that mushroom peg there. You can go up and down a little bit side to side. So it's actually very tight, which is good, but it's a little difficult to turn around. So you get some nice articulation at the head. The arms do go out there on a hinge joint here, so they can go out and they can go all the way around like so. It does get a little bit hindered by that back piece there, but it can go. It does have an upper bicep swivel, which is very nice. And his elbow, whoops, there goes his fist. Didn't mean to do that. There, his elbow is about 90 degrees, and just as you saw, his fist does go in because of transformation, but there's actually a rotation at the fist as well. So that is very nice. Very rare for the Cyberverse figure to have rotating fists like that. So already some really nice articulation on this guy. So let's move his hands up and that back, and he does have a nice waist swivel as well. And his legs can go out almost a full splits like that, kind of like a Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Boing, 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 boing. Whoa! Whoa. I guess he didn't like that Tigger reference. Okay, so his legs do come off quite easily if you think he's Tigger. Anyways, so his legs go out all the way like that, and they do tend to pop off. So you probably don't want to articulate them too much there. But they just pop back on. And he can kick back that much. He can kick forward that much. He's actually got some high kicks there. And he does, because is that on ball joint, you do get some swivel there. You don't get any swivel at the upper leg, but you do get about a 90 degree at the knee. And because of transformation as well, this foot goes forward and back. And you get a tiny little bit of ankle rocker joint movement. So actually, all in all, this Cyberverse Cheetor is very articulated. So I think we can get him in some really cool poses here. And as well, the tail is just sort of on a little hinge here, so he does go back and forth. Yeah, I probably don't want to do that in front of your kids. But anyways, just a quick comparison between this guy and the Netflix Cheetor. Let's bring in the Netflix Cheetor just for a quick Cheetor comparison here. So there they are. The Deluxe class Cyberverse Cheetor on the left, and then you have the Netflix Cheetor on the right. And they're actually very comparable. They're about the same size. So very, very cool to have both Cheetors there. So speaking of Cheetor, let's get him transformed into his Cheetah mode and see how he fares. All right, so here you have Cheetor in his beast mode, and I just want to show you without the battle armor first, and then afterwards we'll put the battle armor and see how that looks. But first and foremost, let's take a look at his details here in beast mode. And you have a very sort of animated looking head sculpt here, and very cool. You get some nice detail on the sort of the whiskers and the face part. You get some nice green paint for the eyes. You get some black paint for the nose, and you see all the black spots all the way around. And you just have some brown plastic for the lower jaw, and the jaw can open, and it does reveal a little bit of molded in fangs there on the top. And they are sort of, there's little recessed areas that they can fit in, so they're very cool. So you can have him open and close his mouth. And is also, I really love the this sort of copper gold paint that they use. It does break up the yellow and brown quite nicely. And you see on the side, you get the front of the animal mode legs are all just done in a brown plastic. Get a little bit of sculpted detail for the feet there. And you can see how he sort of tucks away. Now the back part is a little bit not too fun to look at. Let's move his tail out of the way. You do see some hollow parts here, but that's to be expected with these Cyberverse figures. Not much you can do about that. So it doesn't look that great from this view, but yeah, from the side it looks fine. And so that's about it for the details. You do see sort of the same feet as we saw in robot mode. So that's how he looks there. And as far as articulation goes, I just showed you how the jaw can open and close. You can open and close the jaw. His front legs are, they can do the full 360 here. And also this is at a hinge, so you can hinge that out. There's nothing at the feet there. And also the back legs as well. Basically, they're just as robot legs, so they can, they can go all the way around. And they can be articulated. There are all these pin joints here, so you can articulate them. You can also move, pivot the feet how you want them. So all in all, yeah, not a bad little cheetah mode. I think we're also used to the this guy here, like the Kingdom and the Netflix Cheetor. So there's just a quick side-by-side comparison with the two cheetahs there. So very, very different. But I really do like the Cyberverse figure. I think I like him a little bit better in robot mode. The animal mode is so-so for me. Not really doing it. So anyways, let's pause and get his armor on and see how well he looks. All right, so we have Cheetor all armored up with his Saber Strike mode here. So looking very cool. It's not so much a gimmick as it is just sort of some armor. So let's take a look at him here. And I really like this head, this helmet just kind of pops on. And it's all the things just stay on really tight. So that's how he looks in his sort of armed up mode here, and I really like that. Really, again, you get some nice contrast between the green and the yellow. Kind of breaks up the figure a lot better, and you get the sort of claws on the front there, and you do the swords just sort of as well as it being weapon storage. You do just plugs in on the side there, and sort of acts like some kind of wings there, so maybe he can fly around. So yeah, I really like these sort of armored up modes. It looks really cool. My final thoughts for this figure. I think without the armor, without the sort of Saber Strike armor, I think he'd be a little bit plain looking. With the armor, I definitely do like the beast mode better. The front half looks really good. The back half again looks a little bit hollow, but not bad. But yeah, I really do like I really like the look of that. That's really cool. But again, I think where this figure shines is in his robot mode. I think the robot mode is really cool. It's very fun to look at, and actually it's very aesthetically pleasing. As I said, I like the colors, I like the contrast between the gold paint, the yellow, the blues. I think maybe it could have used a little bit more, now that I'm looking at it, could have used a little bit more black spots, maybe up here, maybe here, maybe down here, maybe add a little, there's nothing, you could probably fix that up with some little paint, but my only complaint would be, yeah, it's a little bit lackluster as far as, you get the spots here, but it would have been nice if it's a little bit more coherent. I think with the Kingdom figure, they did a really good job. This was almost too much, but this is maybe not enough. So, but my only complaint would be that not enough black spots with the cheetah mode. But anyways, yeah, a really cool figure. Again, I'm really impressed with these Cyberverse figures. I'm happy I picked this guy up. I was always curious about him. And yeah, there he is. So Deluxe Class Cheetor from the Cyberverse Adventures line. So anyways, this has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.